Yo, what's up, everybody? Here with the first podcast. As many of you know, I've been talking about wanting to do a podcast for probably a long time now. At least, it's been at least like 4 months. Oh wait, oh wait, or since I got these bad boys. I'd show you my setup, but I'm literally sitting on top of the dog crate right now with my computer chair and then this microphone on a stand. It's super uncomfortable. Not the greatest setup, but theme of this episode is going to be just do it, right? Uh, like I said, I've had this shit for literally, dude, 4 months minimum. And I've been like, oh, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it. First, it was like I didn't know what platform to use to start recording the podcast. Then it was like, oh, I don't know what equipment to get. I don't know, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I struggle with a thing called analysis paralysis, where like you basically are inundated with information, so much information that you don't ever actually do anything, but you look stuff up, you get informed on it, but you don't ever pull the trigger. You just don't do it because you're like, well, what's the best way to do it? How do I go about doing it? And that's a huge problem that I have, and I'm sure a bunch of other people have. Like, I'm a perfectionist. So if it's not perfect, I don't even want to start it. Like, that's a huge flaw that I have. Um, a space to do it was a big issue. I'm like, where do I even do this? I don't even have a table in my house right now. I don't have anywhere I can sit down. I don't have anywhere to record this. So like I said, I'm just literally sitting on a dog kennel right now and just doing it. Finally, finally, just do it. Get the first one out of the way. Get the second one out of the way. Once you start, you keep it rolling. Uh, but man, where am I going with that? Yeah. So today's the day, right? Um, you just have to start, man. I am a huge procrastinator. Like I'll say I'm gonna do something, I start to tell people. Like that's also why I tell people I'm gonna do shit because I want to be able to hold me accountable. And if it's just me holding me accountable, not gonna happen. I'll tell you right now. Uh, the captain who runs this ship, very loose, no discipline, no. We're working on it, but it's just not there. Uh, so the number one thing I would say is just do it. Nike is right, okay? Their logo, their motto is correct. You will literally just have to do it. The first one's gonna be bad. Like this is gonna be terrible. I don't really care. Um, I just want to get it out of the way. Finally, I want to stop avoiding it. I want to stop making excuses. Like literally, that's what it is. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. I'm just making excuses. Like I'm just making excuses. Oh, I don't have the perfect setup. Oh, I don't have a table set up. Oh, I don't have whatever it is. Whatever my brain can use to give me a reason to not do it, that's what I'm gonna do. Like right now, me and Desmond are on a day 87 of our 100 push-ups on a squat challenge for 365 days, right? Even at 87 days, my brain will still say, oh, we don't have to do this right now. We could just not do it. It'd be easier if we just don't do it. And I have to talk myself out of it almost every single time. I don't want to say every time, but it's most of the time. Um, so that's a major thing. And I know if I struggle with that, there's other people out there that struggle with it too. Uh, the best thing I would say is, again, just do it. Like we have to just do it. If you want to do something in life, you have to do it because no one's going to do it for you, right? It's your life. It's not their life. They don't They don't care if you succeed or you fail. I mean, you'll have your friends who support you, your family support you. They want to see you do better, but they can't do it for you, right? Um, so you got to do it. I think we're harping a lot on that, but it's, I cannot stress it enough. It's been a major problem in like everything that I want to do. I have all these dreams, I have all these goals, blah, 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 blah. I just keep talking about it and then never do it. So here we are, finally, actually doing something. Penny's taking a nap right now. Cora's taking a nap right now. The kids are at school. It's about as quiet as it's gonna get inside of my house. Okay, so I figured this is the perfect time to do it. I don't go to work till 5 o'clock. That's the other thing, man. You know, we got this YouTube channel. I've made the TikTok channel. I'm trying to do the podcast. Again, this is an excuse. It is. Ultimately, it is because I work 50 hours a week trying to do the YouTube stuff, creating the content and uploading it and editing it. Okay, I'm the one doing all of that. So there's only so many hours in a day, and you can only do so much, right? But that's where like prioritizing your time comes in, because I'll tell you right now, I waste time. Like I waste time scrolling through YouTube, scrolling through Facebook, I don't scroll TikTok. I got rid of that shit a long time ago because it's a trap, bro. You'll get lost real quick if you don't have any discipline. And again, comes back to that thing. When it comes to discipline, I have to take the temptation out of the equation, or the majority of the time I'm going to give in because I just don't have the discipline. Like I have to force myself. That's why I do things cold turkey. I have to take the option away from myself or I will give in, right? Damn, I lost my train of thought. I'd be going on rants and just boom, 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 boom. Shit. What were we talking about? There's just so many. I've been wanting to do this for so long. I've thought about it so much that it's like all these pre-thoughts I've had in my head are kind of just like coming out at once. Oh, excuses. Right. So I work 50 hours a week, right? I got 3 kids. I'm trying to do all this other stuff, but that's an excuse. Yes, it is hard. It is hard. Don't get me wrong. It's very difficult to do what I want to do because of those things. But again, I waste time, right? Scrolling through my phone, watching TV, playing video games. That's the biggest one, man. Like if I have some downtime, I want to hop on the computer with my friends and play League of Legends or, World of Warcraft or whatever it is. Like, I don't really just play video games to play them. It's more of like the social aspect for me. I like hanging out with my friends, shooting the shit, but also playing games because they're fun. They are. I don't care what anyone says. Playing video games is fun. So that's a big time sink. Like right now I'm 25 days behind, I think, on uploading our push-up videos. And then I have like another 20 days sitting on a hard drive that I just have to go take the time to go in, find the videos, put them on CapCut or whatever, do the editing, upload them. And I just haven't done it because I'm procrastinating. I'd rather just hop on the computer, play my games. It's way easier, right? It's easier. I take the path of least resistance most of the time. If you want to get anywhere in life, you want to do anything in life, you got to stop with that mentality. Like you just can't do it. So, man, I go on these tangents again and I lose my train of thought. I swear to God, I'm not high. Might look like I am, but I'm not. Excuses. Just do it, right? I see people all day long talk about how they don't have time. They don't have time. I don't have time. Take your phone out. Go to your usage, time spent on the phone. Take a look at it, right? Most people are averaging, I don't know what the number is, probably like 6 hours a day on your cell phone. You're going to sit here and tell me that you don't have the time. No, you have the time. 1000% you have the time. You just do not allocate the time correctly, right? You'd rather do other shit. And I get it. I'm a victim of it. I'm 32 years old. I've just started, like, this year, I'd say the last, 2 years, kind of getting my shit together, right? And I got 3 kids. One's 11 years old, gonna be 12 this year. Uh, one's 7, he'll be 8, and 1.5 year old. Like it's either do or die. And then I want to stress this to like the people who don't have kids. You are really wasting your time. If you do not have children and you don't have things that are holding you back, and you're the one coming home watching Netflix for 6 hours a day or playing video games for 10 hours a day, you are truly wasting your time. And I'm envious of you because you don't realize what you could do, right? And there's a quote that somebody said, oh man, I can't think of it, but it was like, oh, I would do this, I would do that. And it's like, that's just what you would do because of who you are in their situation, right? Not everyone is like you. They're not going to do the things that they should do because that's just not their personality. You're just built a certain way, and you can identify opportunity in somebody else's life, and you're like, oh, hey, you should do this, and that, and the other. And they're just not going to do it because that's just not who they are. That's just not their life path. That's just not the position they're in, or, whatever. Some people are fine with going home and watching Netflix for 5 hours a day, or playing video games for 10 hours a day. And that's great. If you go home and you're literally happy, like you can go to sleep at night and you lay down and say, I'm happy, I'm fulfilled with the life that I'm living right now, and you genuinely mean that, then that's okay. But if you're going home, you're getting drunk, you're getting high, you're playing games, you're doing whatever to avoid reality, and you're not happy, you're not comfortable, then you have to make the change. Because again, it's not just going to happen. No one's going to do it for you, right? And that comes back to the thing, if you don't have kids. Like, if you don't have kids and you're feeling that way, now is the time. Like, now is the time to just do it. Because there's nothing holding you back. There's nothing stopping you. You can move to another city. You can move to another state. You can get a different job. If you don't have a family to provide for, you can take a lot more risks than if you had a shitload of bills to pay for, right? Now is the time to do it. I'm telling you. Like, take risk. That's how you get ahead in life. You do not get ahead by making the safe play. You can do the safe play, and in the long run, that'll pay off. You'll have a nice, complacent life, It's good. You hit retirement, do whatever. But if you're someone who wants more out of life, you have to be willing to do more. And that means take risks. And I'm all about taking risks. But it's actually doing it, right? It's actually identifying what you need to do, putting a strategy in place, and then doing it. And I would say that's a good start. Identify your dreams, identify your goals, figure out what you want to do, and then write down a list of steps that you can take to get to your goal. Because if you just have something that's way over there, right, in right field, and say, this is my goal, but you don't have any way to get there, that's not a goal. That's just a dream. You're never going to achieve that. So you gotta set yourself up, man. It's you, right? As many people as there are in this world, it's still just you. You are the only one that's going to look out for you. You are the only one who has your best interest in mind, because it's you. That is the number one thing that will never change. So focus on yourself. Improve yourself. Always, always. Be trying to be better. Hold yourself accountable. And if you can't hold yourself accountable, go back to what I said in the beginning of this video. Tell everybody. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. Right? Because hopefully one of those people will reach out eventually and say, hey, didn't you get that podcast set up like 4 months ago? Where's the podcast at, bro? What are you doing? and you say, oh shit, you're right. You're right. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm making excuses. That's what it is. And I hate to be like that direct, but sometimes that's what people need. They need to face confrontation. You can't just bury your head in the sand and act like everything's going to be great, because it's not. Uh, Man, I initially, we're gonna take a little detour here. I got this podcast set up. I got 4 microphones because I wanted to do like at least a 2-person show. Because I feel like I'm better bouncing off of somebody than just, running my gears and talking to myself. But, like I said, I've gotten years, probably months of just shit just stirring around in my brain that I wanted to talk about. So maybe a couple solo podcast episodes won't be the worst. I can't promise you they're going to be an hour long. I can't promise you they're going to be 30 minutes long. We're 16 minutes into this episode, and I'm kind of just ranting. I'm talking to talk at this point. But I really did want to make the theme of this episode just do it, and the importance of working towards that. I got a buddy who does concrete for a living. This guy is like 50, 52, 53. He works out every single morning. He does his cold plunges. He eats healthy. He's out there with his guys, actually laying the concrete. He's just not an office dude, not just an owner. Like, he's literally out there doing it, right? That guy is an inspiration to me. And he just recently started doing that. Like, within the last couple of years, I think. Like, really going hard, dedicating himself to doing what he talks about doing. And he's been literally one of the biggest inspirations to me. I mean, a guy that old doing that shit, it's impressive, man. It's impressive. I mean, anyone doing it is impressive, but a guy at that age, right? And I'm 32, and he tells me all the time, man, you got potential. You got potential. If you would just start now, you can do anything, right? And I tell myself all the time, man, if I was 18 again, if I knew at 18 what I know now, oh, buddy. I'll tell you one thing, I would have went to school. I would have went to school for business, okay? For like business consulting, maybe marketing, operations management, anything business related. You could do so much with that, right? So it's a generic thing. Everybody goes to school for business. If you don't know what you want to do, you go to school for business, right? I mean, people say that, but yeah, I don't really know what I want to do. I talked a lot about real estate investing. That's another thing. Oh, buddy, we're at 18 minutes, but I just got another thing. The last couple of years, probably 4 or 5 years, I've been looking into real estate investing, but I live in a trailer, man. Look around me. I live in a trailer, dude. It's not lavish, We get by. So I've been trying to figure out how to break into that industry. And I'm like, maybe I should become a real estate agent, You make a little money, you meet people, you kind of learn the ins and outs of how things work, other than just analyzing, analysis paralysis, right? I studied hundreds of hours about real estate investing, okay? Never pulled the trigger. I'm talking about 5 years. And I guarantee you there's a way, some way, to use the method OPM, other people's money, right? You have the knowledge, they have the money, they don't want to do the work. That's where you come in. So I recently, again, probably 2 months ago, probably 2 months after I bought the podcast setup, I bought a real estate course. Haven't touched it, dude. It's been 2 months. I haven't even opened the program. I paid the money, okay? This is how bad I am. I paid $350 for this course, okay? It's one of the best ones. Apparently super, super good. Best way to do it, a lady does real estate. She's licensed in like 3 different states, owns her own company. Again, another inspiration to me. Like, I look at other people, I'm not jealous. I am not jealous of successful people. I love successful people because you are laying a method down on how to do something. Why would I be jealous of it? I want to know what you did. Show me what you did so I can replicate that and do it myself. The famine mentality of like, oh, there's not enough to go around. There's not enough to, guy eat guy world or whatever, stabbing people in the back. You don't got to do that to succeed. A rising tide lifts all boats. There's plenty of people in the world. There's plenty of market opportunities available. The best service, the best product, the best, customer relationships, whatever you're the best at, you will excel, right? You just have to deliver. So there's plenty out there if you're good at what you do. You don't have to resort to being a piece of trash. Honestly, there's no other way to put it. Man, how do we even get off on that tangent? Yeah, real estate, right? So I'm doing the podcast today. I do have to go to work in a couple of hours, but I do want to open that real estate stuff up and get started on that too. Like, I'm tired of putting things on the back burner for whatever reason. I don't even know why I'm doing it. I think I'm afraid of success. And let me explain that. Not afraid of success. I'm afraid of failure, right? And I can't fail if I don't try. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like subconsciously, I stop myself from doing things so that I can say, oh, I didn't fail at that, But then you got to realize failure is how you succeed eventually. You just have to try again. If you fail, that's fine. As long as you learn something and you get back up and you try again, that's fine. Failure is completely acceptable, right? The most successful people probably failed who knows how many times. It only takes once. I posted a video about this on my TikTok. I'm using a little AI thing. I was just messing around. But it literally only takes one thing to become successful. That you could have 10,000 ideas. 9,999 of them fail. But that one does it, changes your life forever. So one choice you make could change your life forever for the better. So again, just do it, baby. What are you waiting for? I'm sitting here talking to you guys, but really I'm talking to myself, right? I gotta hold myself accountable. I need you guys out there to hold me accountable until I have the self-discipline to do it without you. Also, by the way, for the people just listening, this is how I have to, you can't see, but I'm going to sit back real quick. I literally have to lean up to do this podcast because of the setup, right? Look at my mic here. If you're watching the video and you look at my mic, got a little dog hair on it, a little gross looking, right? My background looks like shit. And normally I would be like, oh, quality, dude, quality. Everything has to be top quality. Nobody's going to want to watch it. Nobody's going to want to listen to you if it doesn't look the best, it doesn't sound the best. You know what? Maybe that's true. Maybe some people won't watch this video just because I got a punching bag in the background. I got some shitty looking cabinets with shit all over the countertops. Maybe they won't watch the video. That's fine. Whatever. But some people will. You got to think if one person listens to your podcast, that's cool as shit, dude. You got 10 people listening to your podcast, that's fucking awesome. I go on like subreddits, people complain about, oh, I only have like 300 monthly downloads. 300? You're complaining about 300 people listening to your podcast every single month? That's crazy, dude. That's a lot of people. Imagine like going and sitting in an auditorium at your local middle school and the bleachers are full of people. That's probably 300 people, maybe a little under, or a little over. That's a lot of people listening to you talk, which is only possible nowadays, right? Just be grateful, man. Be great. That's a lot of fucking people, right? So if you're the one person listening to this right now, you're the one person watching this right now, thank you. We're 24 minutes in, you're still listening to this shit? Thank you. Because I'm just vomiting on the microphone. But it feels good, man. It feels good. I'm not gonna lie. It literally feels great. It feels great to actually do it, dude. That's the other thing, right? That's the other thing of actually doing something. The sense of accomplishment, right? There's few better things in life. And we put things off, we put things off, we put things off, and then we finally do them and we go, that wasn't even that hard. Why did I wait 4 months to do this? Why did I let that sit there for a year before I fix it? It took me 15 minutes and it looks so much better, right? I'm also guilty of that. My house is in disarray, but it comes back to that thing where, like, I'm not a handyman. I'll tell you straight up right now, I am not a handyman, right? I'm not a blue collar guy. I'm a white collar dude. I'll do blue collar work all day. I'm not afraid of hard work. I mow grass. Been doing it for a couple of years now. Talking about 10 plus hours in the heat all day, holding the trimmer. Sometimes I don't even get to run the mower, and I'm great at what I do. It's just not what I prefer to do, right? Because in my opinion, I don't want to say anyone, because it does take a level of caring, and intellect to be efficient at running a mower and running a trimmer, but almost anyone can do it. I don't like it. I don't want to say I don't like it, but it's not really what I enjoy to do. I like to do things that not everyone can do. But yeah. Oh, my house. Right. So there's stuff around my house that needs to be fixed. I'm not a blue collar guy. I'm not a handy guy. I've seen videos like, oh, I don't have the money, so this is why I learned how to do things myself. Well, I'll tell you right now, if I try to do things myself, I'm going to fuck them up. Like, it's going to look probably worse. It's going to take time, and it's going to look worse than if I had a professional, or not even somebody just like better than an average. You know, that would be me. I'm probably under average at most things related to fixing shit. So it's just not worth the time and the money, right, to not have it done right. It comes back to me being a perfectionist. I love perfection, man. I don't know what it is. I feel like maybe, we're going to get into some psychology here for a second. I feel like me wanting to control everything and everything be perfect is because my childhood was not perfect. I was not in control. I didn't get to do what I wanted to, right? My childhood was in shambles. So now it's like, if I have the opportunity, if I have the chance, if I have the choice, right? I want perfection. I want it to be done right, because there's just so long where things weren't done right and I didn't like it. Which I'm working on too, right? Specifically, like, controlling everything, micromanaging everything. But I'm still pretty bad about it, honestly. Man, dude, it feels good, man. It feels good. I feel great. 28 minutes in, I'm glad I did this. I'm really glad I did this. I bought a Zoom, what is it? Zoom PodTrack P4. Okay, it's a little audio interface thing. You can hook up 4 headsets, you can hook up 4 microphones, and right now I'm running my phone into the interface with a C2C charger, and that's where the audio is coming from, and the video is coming from my phone. And it's awesome. Like, honestly, it's awesome. And this is pretty cheap. I think I paid less than $200 for all this stuff, and the quality's pretty good. It's not bad. I did a little test before I actually started this video here. I think it sounds great for the price you pay. I think it sounds great. I would eventually, if I continue to do this, upgrade some stuff. I really would like to have a plug and play setup where, like, I come in. That's another thing. We'll talk about that in just a second. See, I keep thinking of shit. Where I just come in, plug and play, right? Laptop set up, phone set up, everything's set up, ready to go. The little tripod stand, whatever. It's all hooked up. All I got to do is press power on, hit record, and we're doing a podcast. Because for me, that's another thing. Ease of access. It comes back to the discipline thing. When I said I have to get rid of temptation right? So I don't do it. Ease of access is like if I want to do something, path of least resistance. To stay continually at it, it needs to be as easy as possible, right? For me to continue to do it, which I'm trying to break that habit, but it makes things easier. Just makes things more efficient. I'm all about efficiency. And I'm just more willing to do it. So that's the point that I would like to get to eventually. I like to have like a little table, nice little setup with the chair, so I don't have to lean forward for 31 minutes talking into the microphone to make sure the quality's good. But for now, you got to do what you got to do, right? You got to do what you got to do. Man, I started a power washing company 2 years ago, right? Didn't have a truck, didn't have a trailer, okay? I had a little Toyota Corolla. I would go to U-Haul. I went on Amazon.com. I bought a hitch for the Toyota, okay? Installed the hitch myself with my brother-in-law, so because again, I'm not handy. Installed the hitch. I went to U-Haul. I would rent a trailer, okay? I would load all my equipment up in this car, and I'd pull it with the car until I ended up getting a little SUV that it actually fit my power washer, my hoses, my chemicals, everything inside the little SUV. Okay, that's what I did. Sometimes you just got to do it. Until you can figure out a better way, you got to do the only way, right? Work your way up. I'm bad about that too. Again, if I can't do perfection, I don't want to do it. But you have to start somewhere. And I'm telling you guys that, but like really, I'm talking to myself here, right? Just do it, man. Just do it. The Nike's got it right. Okay. We're 32 minutes into this podcast. I think that's a good start, for a first episode. Maybe I probably should have did like a little introduction about myself, yada, 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 yada. You know what, whatever. Y'all will get to know me over the course of, me doing these podcasts, one by one. I told you a little bit about me. I told you how old I was, how many kids I had. Yeah. We've been through a lot. We've done a lot in my 32 years of life. We talked about the childhood for a split second. You know, it wasn't the greatest. I'm sure a lot of people out there can relate. But how are diamonds created, right? How are diamonds formed? Under pressure, baby. Under pressure, baby. Right? You don't get greatness from ease. There's an exception to every rule. Don't get me wrong. There's an exception to every rule. People who grew up in an easy life, sometimes they're great. But to me, the people who have had it hard, the people who have had to work, the people who have been through struggle, the people who have been through pain early in their life, they're more fun. You know, they kind of got more life experience. They're a little bit, I don't know. There's a lot to be said about it. That's just my personal feelings on the matter. I think if you have, I watch a lot of fighting, so I feel like if you have two fighters, let's say one guy grew up upper middle class, you know what I'm saying? His parents just put him in sports, whatever, for the discipline, the dedication, and he does great. He excels. He succeeds. But then you put him up against somebody who literally came from the bottom, right? Started from the bottom. The dog is in his kennel right now, just shaking. I'm sorry about that. You started from the bottom, and he had to grind. Like, everything he does is do or die. You put those two people together, I think 9 times out of 10, a guy who's hungry, the guy who's been starving all his life, the guy who's been struggling all his life, the guy where this is the point, he's going to win. Like, he's going to win. Plain and simple. He wants it more. He's hungrier. That's what I don't get. You see these guys in these third round of the fight, you got 20 seconds left. Fifth round of the champion fight. Give it everything you have, okay? Go out there and get knocked out. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Because whoever wants it more, they're going to win. The same thing applies to life. Whoever wants it more is going to win. You have to grind in this world. Like, unless you just got lucky, you got to play the hand you were dealt. If you were dealt a shitty hand, you got to grind a little bit harder. That's just the way it is, right? But it comes back to what we were talking about in the beginning. One, it comes on you, right? Nobody's going to help you do it. There'll be people out there to mentor you, you know. You can cultivate friendships, networks, whatever, and they'll help you, right? As long as you're helping yourself. No one is just going to give you a handout for no reason, right? People want to see that you're doing what you say you're going to do. Once you start doing that, you will be amazed by what doors open up. You will be amazed. Because just like that guy I was talking about with the concrete, he's told me about relationships that he's cultivated just from going to the gym every day. He's at the gym at 4 a.m., 4:30 in the morning, right? And he's met people who were there too, and he's gotten business relationships with them. One of his most lucrative contracts are from a guy that he met at the gym. Or no, this was after the gym, actually. He would go to breakfast the same place every day. You would talk to this guy that was there. But same concept applies, right? He's dedication, discipline. He does the same thing every single day, right? People like that. You know why? Because you're reliable. You're dependable. They can count on you. And those are the types of relationships that people want to see, no want to have. So you got to be that person. If you're not that person, you got to become that person. I promise you get farther in line way faster. Again, if I could tell my 18-year-old self this, oh boy. And it comes back to childhood, right? We didn't have the parents, at least I didn't, I can't say we, that taught us about discipline because they didn't have any, right? They were just doing whatever. And that does not work, my friend. Like I said, the captain of this ship runs as a loose crew, okay? And that all stems from childhood. Mom, I remember freshman year of high school, okay? My mom was kind of doing things she shouldn't have been doing, mostly drug-related. So she was kind of just doing her own thing, and if I didn't go to school, she didn't really care, okay? Well, let's think about that. I'm 14 years old. If my mom doesn't care if I go to school, guess who's not going to school? 14-year-old me, because I'm a child. Again, exception to every rule. Some kids are like, oh, I just need to go to school. Yeah, not me. I didn't really like school. I did well. I never studied anything. You know, I got like B's and everything. High school was pretty easy to me. So I didn't really apply myself. I didn't really try. And again, if I could go back in time, I definitely would. But yeah, freshman year, man, I missed like 75 days of school, bro. Because my mom didn't care. Senior year. Same thing. I got all my credits early. I calculated, I did the math. Hey, I got enough credits. I'm gonna graduate. As long as I pass this, we got enough. That's it. That's all we needed to do, right? So I was skipping first hour. I was skipping last hour, doing dumb shit. And it got to the point where like the principal called my mom and said, hey, you know, Kyle's not gonna be able to walk if he doesn't start showing up to school. That was the only reason I actually did. And I think I was still skipping like one of those classes. But it just goes back to no accountability, right? No discipline. I didn't get that as a child. So when I grew up, those bad habits stuck around, right? And it's just not good. It's not good to get successful. It's very hard to be successful without discipline. When you don't have mom or dad or somebody else that's gonna help you, right? Financially or even with knowledge. That's the other thing. My mom's not super smart. My dad also not super smart. They didn't really teach me a lot of stuff. Everything I've learned is just from self-interest and curiosity. And I think I'm doing pretty well for 32 years old, not having pretty much any guidance my entire life. But that's for another time. We're like 40 minutes into this podcast. I have a shitload of videos on my phone right now. I don't know how much memory I actually have. I'm surprised that it hasn't cut me off. So I think we're going to end it here. But not bad, guys. Not bad. You know, third time's the charm. I'll say it again. I enjoyed this. I needed this, honestly. I'm going to upload this to Spotify probably first. Once I figure out how to send it out to Apple, what else is out there? Apple, Spotify, YouTube do podcasts. I don't even know. Whatever platforms. We'll probably get on like DistroKid or something, and where they just ship it out to everything, everywhere. I don't know. Again, I have to do some more research, but it's up here. I'm not going to edit this video. I'll tell you that right now. It's 40 minutes long. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing with audio engineering or anything like that. So if you hear some shit in the background, the dog under the kennel, you know, this microphone picks up everything. I'm in a trailer park. The highway is right behind me. If you hear that, sorry you heard that. That's just how it's going to be for a minute because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But just do it, baby. Just do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. The first one might suck. The second one might suck a little less, or it might suck more. It might suck the same. Who knows? It might take you 30 until you got a good one. Just keep doing it. Keep trying. Never give up. Who says that? Does Nike also say never give up? Who the fuck's motto is that? Also true. Dude, don't give up, man. Because if you give up, you can't succeed. You can't get that one. If you give up, you can't get that one. I hear Penny in the background coughing. She's probably about to wake up from her nap. I'm probably being loud as shit too. But yeah, this was awesome, guys. Leave a comment down below if you liked anything about the podcast. If you agree, you disagree. I mean, whatever. I might respond. I'll probably respond. Unless you're being an asshole. Then I probably won't. I'll probably just laugh at you. Say, quit being a miserable little fuck. I mean, we could go 42. I keep thinking of shit to talk about. Negativity is a problem, right? What'd your mom say? If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. That's pretty true, honestly. What does being negative or being mean really solve? If you're not having like constructive criticism without being an asshole, no one's gonna give a shit what you're saying. Being a dick isn't gonna get you anywhere. Be positive, guys. Like, it's huge. Again, you never know. Like, I've built a pretty big network of people just from being nice. You just gotta be nice, man. Show support. Be happy for other people. They're succeeding. Great job. I love to see it. You're a great parent. We don't even gotta, it doesn't even have to be related to work. It doesn't have to be related to business. Success is not defined by money or status, right? If I'm on Facebook or I'm on YouTube or I'm on TikTok or Instagram, whatever it is, right? You got a video with you at the park with your kids or out on a walk with your kids. Dude, I fucking love to see it, man. I love to see it. You're being a great parent. That's success to me. Okay? Anything you're doing that's great, I will support it. If you make arts and fucking crafts and they look great, if you do tattoos and they look good, I'm going to support you. If you cut grass and it looks great, I'm going to support you. If you lay bricks all day and you're the best bricklayer, I'm going to support you. If you do concrete, you finish concrete and it looks fucking fantastic, dude, I'm going to support you. I love to see it, dude. If you're a student, you don't got kids, you don't got a job, you're getting straight A's, you know, you're valedictorian or whatever the fuck it is. You got a 4.0. I'm going to support you. I'm going to love the shit out of that, dude, because you're trying. You're trying to do something with your life, okay? It's so easy to not try. Oh, that's the other thing. It's so easy to not try, right? Just giving a little effort puts you above 50% of people. Like literally. Base level of effort above 50% of people, right? You give a little more than that, you're excelling. The one-eyed man is king in the land of the blind. And right now, we are in the land of the blind. And by a one-eyed king, that means you're partially able to just see. You're partially able to be a little bit better than everybody else. You go a little bit above that, dude, people will love you, right? Every job I've ever had, I've been above average. If it comes to washing dishes, bro, I'm going to be the best fucking dishwasher. If it comes to scrubbing floors, I'm going to try to be the best floor scrubber. It literally does not matter. You got to do it, man. You just got to do it. You got to try. Please, 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 bro. I'm telling you. There's a quote that says, most men live lives of quiet desperation. I think most people live lives of quiet desperation. Find something that you want to do, right? A hobby, anything. Just find something. A new job, whatever. Even if it's loving an animal, bro. Get you an animal. Like, whatever you want to do out of life, do it. Do not sit around and self-medicate and self-distract and do all these things because you don't want to face your fears, or you don't want to take the risk, you don't want to take the leap. I'm here to tell you that you can. If you do it, if you just do it, you can do anything. I should say that not everyone can do everything or anything. Kind of like when they tell kids, you could be a president, you could be... Probably not, honestly. Probably not. Like, we're not going to sugarcoat it. Probably not going to be the president. But, again, within reason, okay? Limiting intelligence, because some people are smarter than others, myself included. You know, there's people out there way fucking smarter than me. Way smarter than me. You can do it. If you put your mind to it and you actually try, and you're actually disciplined, you're actually dedicated, you can do just about whatever within reason, right? With people being smarter than me. Friend group, man, I could do a whole podcast on friend group, but we're going to touch on it real quick. Old friends, get rid of them. If they're not supporting you in what you want to become, or who you are right now, or who you're working towards being, cut those people out of your life. It sucks. It really does. But like Hobson said, not everyone you meet in your life is meant to be with you forever. You can learn something from them, take something from them, and move on. If the relationship doesn't serve you anymore, move past it. Literally, move past it. Cut them off, because they're holding you back. They're like a ball and chain, right? And that's even the case with, I don't blame my friends for this, but I let myself do it. Playing video games. I love my friends, man. They're cool. They're fun. We have a great fucking time. But I'm at the point where I don't have the time in my life to spend playing video games with them. And I know whenever I give them more time, it pulls me back into that thing. Because again, like I said, they're fun. I love my friends, dude. I really do. They're a core group of guys I grew up with. We've been friends for 10 plus fucking years now. So it's easy to just default back to them and do what we've always done because it's a good time. But here recently, within the last year probably, I've tried to... I don't cut them off because, like I said, they're not bad. I love them. Like, personally, they're great people. So I don't need to cut them off. I just have to spend less time doing the things we used to do, right? I've tried to create and cultivate relationships with people who are stronger than me, smarter than me, more successful than me, etc. Because that's what I want to become. So I surround myself with people that are better than me in every facet of life, right? So that they can show me what to do. So I can learn from them so that I can grow. Always be growing, always be adapting, always be changing. You are the only constant in your life. You will be with you no matter what, okay? You might have a significant other, you might think you're going to be married forever, and you may. But one day, something might happen. That person might die, right? Or things change. You get divorced. You know, you're still you. You will only have you. So you have to work on yourself as much as you possibly can to be the best version of you. And that only helps everything else. That only helps, not only does it help you, but it helps every other relationship that you have with your partners, with your coworkers, with your children, with your family. Being the best version of you helps everybody. If you let it, right? I just don't see there's no downside. There's literally no downside. It's a win-win, man. I see people too say, oh, you know, you're popular, you're whatever, people like you. People haven't always liked me. I haven't always been popular. I've been a very introverted person. I still am, really. I don't like to go out to clubs. I don't like to go out to bars. I will on special occasions, things like that. But I've been developing the person that I am now, right? People talk to me because I can have a conversation with them through what I've learned, right? We can communicate. I don't talk too much when I'm with other people. I listen to what they have to say, you know? I give advice if they need advice or they want advice, or if I have something relatable to what they're saying, or if they just want to talk about bullshit. I've learned a lot, you know, over my time on this earth. So I'm kind of relatable to more people, which opens up a lot more opportunities for friendship or, you know, networking or whatever it is, jobs, doesn't matter. The person I am now is a collection of all my experiences, all the knowledge that I've learned over these last how many ever years. So it's not that must be nice, you know, must be nice. Everyone likes you, must be nice. You're a cool guy, must be nice. I didn't wake up cool. I'm gonna air quote that because I don't think I'm that cool. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, man, I might have some like narcissistic tendencies, or maybe it's just being confident. But yeah, there are some days I wake up and I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking badass. I really am cool. I'm a cool guy, you know? I'm awesome. There are days where I do that. But most days I'm like, I fucking suck. I'm not doing enough. What am I doing? I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my life. Oh, I'm a shit dad. Oh, you know, I'm a shit spouse. Oh, I'm whatever. I constantly am dogging myself because, again, that's my methodology to push improvement. Beating myself up, right? No one's going to be harder on me than myself. Because, again, I'm all I got, right? One day my kids are going to grow up. They're going to leave my house. It's going to be just me. So I'm all I got. You're not going to be harder on me than I am on myself. It took me a long time, probably 29 years, man. I'm 32. I'd say maybe 28 years. My fiance told me within these last 4 or 5 years, she's like, you're almost a completely different person. And I'd say within the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, I've changed even more. Constantly be changing, constantly be growing, man. I try to practice what I preach. And there are some things that I preach that I don't practice because, you know, I might not be able to, but that doesn't mean I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? Like I said, I've spent thousands of hours listening to shit, researching shit, you know, just specifically self-development, self-improvement, right? Becoming a better me. That's what I've been working on for the last 2 years, I'd say. Like strictly, really intentionally self-aware about what I do. So it can be done, right? And the sooner the better. Any young kids that I talk to, like I really try to stress making good decisions early on because that will set you up for life later on. I kind of want to do, I don't know if it's a spin-off series. I'll probably keep it under the same Kyle Show podcast, but label it something else. But I was wanting to talk to like young kids about life nowadays with access to technology, social media, all the shit we didn't have when we were, 10, 11, 12 years old. We used to just have to go outside. There was no cell phones. You didn't have internet. Dude, again, that could be a whole nother podcast. Like, just shit that we didn't have, that kids have now. It's crazy. But just talking to kids. And then, hey, how's your home life? If their home life isn't the best, if they don't have a dad, if they don't have a mom, or, maybe their dad kind of sucks, maybe their mom kind of sucks, whatever, they don't have guidance. Maybe mom and dad just play on their phones all day when they come home from school, or they're, going out to the bar, busy doing whatever. They don't pay attention to the kids. So I kind of want to be able to give them some sort of guidance, right? Some sort of something. Whether they do anything with that, whether they actually listen, who knows? That's not really my responsibility, but you can plant the seed. And that's kind of what I'm doing right here, right now. I'm just trying to plant the seed, right? I plant the seed. I'll come by. I'll water it every now and again, right? If you let me, I'll tend to that seed, dude. We can grow it into a big fruit tree, a big whatever, big oak tree, big cedar. I don't know. I don't know shit about plants and trees, so I don't know what's a good analogy there. But you get what I'm saying. Man, 56 minutes. Whew, buddy. All right, let's call it for real. For real. I'm literally surprised again. My phone has enough battery to last long enough. I enjoyed this. It was kind of like a self-therapy session, really. I feel like I kind of got a lot out. There's a lot that's been on my mind. I kind of just got it out. And I know there's a lot of people out there who feel the same way I do, right? Or maybe they don't feel the same way I do. Maybe they're working towards that. Or maybe you're not at all. Maybe you're that guy who's completely happy. Literally, you lay your head down at night, or that woman, sorry, not to generalize, but you lay your head down at night and you go, I'm digging life, man. I'm digging life. Clocking in, coming home, watching some TV, chilling. I'm loving it. That's awesome, right? I'm talking to the people. I'm talking to you too. What's up? But I'm talking to the people who want more. The people who want more out of life. Because life is incredible, man. And as far as we know, not to get religious and all that stuff, this is the only one we got. Okay? So make it worth it, dude. Don't live your life through that fucking screen. Don't live your life through someone else's life. Right? You have to make the change. You have to make your life the best life possible. You do not want to be laying on your deathbed thinking, damn, I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have done this. I'm 32. I got tons of regrets, dude. That shit eats me up at night. Oh, if I was younger, I wish I would have started this when I was younger. I wish I would have done this when I was younger. Right? There's still time. Some things you can't do beyond a certain age, specifically athletic endeavors, outside of like just straight up weightlifting, but at least not at a competitive level. A highly competitive level, unless you're some sort of fucking freak, but you know what I mean. You do not want to live with regret, dude, I promise you. That will eat you alive more than anything else. That's what's going to drive you to drink alcohol. That's what's going to drive you to smoke weed. That's what's going to drive you to, drown yourself in Netflix binges, playing video games, ignoring reality. Regret. Do not regret the life that you've lived. All right? Just do it. Go out there. Earn it. You're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to put the work in. You're going to have to grind a little bit. You're going to have to get shit on. That's the way it works sometimes. Suck up the pride, suck up the ego. I'm kind of dealing with that right now. And I'm in a spot where it's like, do I stay here? Because there's opportunity. But I'm going to have to get shit on. I'm going to have to make not very much money. But it could lead to more later on. High probability. Do I stick it out? So sometimes you got to get shit on. Sometimes you got to grind. You just got to put your head down and do what you got to do and keep pushing forward, man. Shout out to Nike, man. Y'all got the motto. Whoever is in your marketing team, they understood the assignment, dude. Just do it. First podcast out. It was enjoyable. If you're still listening to this shit, we're an hour in. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Guy, girl, if there's only one of you, we talked about that earlier. I appreciate you. If there's 10 of you, what's up? If there's a fucking auditorium out there, how you doing? You know? We got some more shit coming. I want to do a lot of guest podcasts, but this solo podcast was good. I definitely don't think that I can run fucking an hour every time just talking about random bullshit. But we'll see. You guys have a great day. Stephen Goggins says, stay hard, but I'm not hard. Right? I'm a little puss. So I say stay harder. Stay harder than the person you were yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. Stay harder than that person. Because it's hard to stay hard all the time. And yes, this sounds fucking hilarious. Could be an ad for Blue Chew. Well, Blue Chew, holler at your boy. All right. Sports Gang out. The Kyle Show. Later, baby.